Hi, I'm Steve Stewart. That's my web address that you see, my website you see across the bottom of the screen. Go there, have a look around, tell me what you think. There are email links on every page. I am a public speaker who deals with the subject of teen suicide. It's an ugly topic. I can tell you that I would love to speak on anything other than that, but that's where the need is. And the purpose of this video clip is simply to explain how I got to that point. My son. Travis was 19 years old. Good kid, smart kid, good looking kid, friendly guy. Was extremely dyslexic. He couldn't read. There's nothing wrong with his vocabulary. If you had a conversation with him, you would never have had any idea. His vocabulary was fine. He just couldn't get the words up off the page. And that left him every day at school another day behind, and when his peers would advance for another day, he would fall back another day, and every day he got another day behind everyone else. And it clearly wasn't working. So when he was 17, I had agreed with the school, because it wasn't going to get any better, I had agreed with the school to allow him to drop out. Now, education's important. It's important in general, it's important to me, it's important in the family. But I always presumed that someday he would learn how to read. He would just teach himself how to read at some point when it became really, really important to him. Dyslexics do that. And we just hadn't gotten to that point yet. So I agreed for him to drop out of school, clean the slate so that his reading was no longer topic number one at the top of every day. And he got a job stocking shelves at a Kmart, did well. He got another job that was better than that. Got another job at a electronic consumer store. They liked him, the customers liked him, and they moved him out of the back and on the front onto the sales floor. The customers liked him, the management liked him. They gave him another promotion. They were opening a brand new store in the county, and they needed a new manager for that store, and they put Travis in place. It was a recipe for failure. What they didn't know is that Travis couldn't fill out sales reports. He couldn't fill out incident reports. He couldn't do the scheduling. He was smart enough, but he just couldn't get the words down and the numbers down on a piece of paper. That was not his gift. And so sure enough, it failed. It failed at the effort, and they found out that he couldn't do the job, and they fired him, which is what they ought to have done. I wish they had never given him the job, but once he's in that position, they did the right thing. And that's when his life began to spiral downward, out of control. And one thing led to another, and in just days, he went from a happy, healthy, feeling productive young man into a despair that we didn't know was eating him up, because he didn't tell anybody. He didn't leave a note. 4 out of 5 suicides leave a note. He was the 1 out of 5 who did not. And we were still able to piece it all together. And it just really, in a couple of days, he was gone to us forever. And in the process, left this giant hole in the middle of all of our lives. I love my boy. I will always love my boy. There were some other problems, and all is forgiven, but it left this ache that has never gone away. It took, in my case, it took 7 years to be able to say that sentence out loud, use his name and the word dead in one sentence. I couldn't do it for 6. It took 6 to say it, and then another year, a 7th year, just to say it out loud in the presence of another person. But it's an infinitely selfish act for which we have to forgive the person who commits. And he's not alone. Suicide is on the growth. There was a study from a 40-year study from 1952 to 1992. In those 40 years, suicides increased by, I think, 78%. But for teenagers, his suicides increased by 600%. We are losing our children. Our children. The children are the embodiment of all of our hopes and dreams, everything that we hope for in the future. And these lives have to be saved. Suicides are preventable. And it's going to take all of us to step in the myriad of ways that we have to step in and remind people that you are important, that you are important to me, that you are important to the rest of the world, that there are contributions you will make in the rest of your life that nobody else can do. But if you're not here, somebody will step up and somebody will play some kind of a role, but it won't be you. And you are the one that we need. You are needed, you are loved, you are cared for, you have value. And that's what we have to keep reminding our kids. Well, like I say, that's my website across the bottom of the screen. Have a look around. There's an email link on every page. Take a look and let me know what you think.